realizing that people treat people differently on something as basic as sex, maybe as gender, something as random as that, something that you can't even necessarily determine.
If you don't have money, you suffer. You will see shade. You will suffer, eh? Especially as a woman, you will suffer. You need to have money. So it hit me hard and it helped me realize that for me to have my autonomy, because I'm a very strong-willed person, for me to have my autonomy, I need to work hard. I need to have money. Lots of it.
And you have to sell yourself and you have to ask. Like, you cannot be shy, especially when you're not born with, like, you're not born with a silver spoon or a golden spoon or whatever spoon people are born with, this maybe crypto spoon. Like, you have to be very, very unapologetic about the things that you want. I remember one time I was dabbling into UX writing. I thought I could be a UX writer, and I applied for an opportunity, and I asked for money that I thought was very big. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do this for this specific amount of money. And they're like, oh, okay, all right. And I was feeling so good. And then later on, when I got comfortable with the founder, he was telling me that he was about to pay somebody else to do the same job, like 5 times more than what I asked. So to me, it felt like a very big ask. It wasn't my first option for what to ask for that project, but I still ended up underselling myself way more than I could have, right? And it was a very, very important lesson, because we tend to play small, especially when we do not understand the value of what we have. And many of us have so many things that are valuable, but we don't see ourselves like that. Especially as women, I think imposter syndrome is something a lot of women tend to face, because you are not really raised with that confidence, right? Like, they raise you to play specific roles, like, oh, you're going to be a good wife, you're going to go to your husband's house. And so there's a way in which you approach the job industry as if you're grateful to be there instead of you deserving to be there, right? And it shows in how you advocate for yourself. It shows in how you apply for jobs, the things that you ask for. Statistics show that women usually apply for jobs when they meet 100% of the qualifications, whereas men can apply when they meet only 60. Like, these are things that actually handicap us and hold us back.
I've come to the sad realization that, unlike how we are made to believe if you are good at what you do, help will come, people will come, you kind of have to market yourself. You kind of have to keep on making that noise, keep on reminding everybody, your favorite seller is here, or your favorite this is here. I hate it. I don't know how to do it. I am even fidgeting right now as I'm speaking to you guys. So I really, really hate it. And I wish there was some way I could avoid telling everybody I do this, telling this person I do that. But since I can't avoid it and it is what it is, well, that's where I wish I had support.
I wish I had more support as an eldest daughter. I wish, it's almost like they don't let you be a child. It's almost like you're an adult, almost immediately you come into the world, and things that your younger, like, there are things that happened in the house that till now, my younger siblings don't know that thing happened. But it happened, and I was told about it because I was supposedly the most level-headed, the strongest. And because you don't cry, they think you're strong. And because you don't complain, they think you're okay with it. I wish there was more support for elder daughters.
I believe I derive the most satisfaction from traveling, trying new foods, meeting new people, exploring, just living that childlike self. That's what I think. So the idea that this thing gives me genuine happiness and passion fuels me every day. It's a drive that I wake up to. I think that is more than enough to keep me going. And most importantly, bread.
Bread. Bread. I want to travel to as many countries as possible before I die. If I can travel to 100 countries before I die, I have lived a very good life.
If you don't have your own, if you do not strongly believe in personal autonomy, they'll turn you around and you won't like it. So that's what keeps me going. I don't want anybody to turn me around. I mean, obviously, people will still turn you around. You live in the world. You're not the most powerful person. So people will still turn you around. But the level of turning around will reduce. So I am constantly working to make sure that the level of turning around is constantly reducing for me. And that is what keeps me going.
I'm just pursuing genuine happiness. That's just it. So tomorrow, I'm pro do what makes you genuinely happy. So if by tomorrow I think I've visited all African countries and I think I want to go back to culinary arts and just work in a 5-star restaurant or hotel or something, I'll just go do it. So the aim for me, or the end goal, is just genuine happiness.
I want to have Zendaya money.
There's always going to be an outcome in life. I could spend the rest of my life wondering what would have been, or actually doing what would have been. So I think that's the other thing that keeps me going. Either ways, I'll still die. I might as well just leave.
You genuinely can. There's nothing you can't do, really. Anything you want to do, just start. Put yourself out there, learn that course, go on that trip. Just do you, really.
One of my favorite quotes ever is by Jean-Paul Sartre, where he talks about living a toothless life. A character in one of his books, The Age of Reason, is lamenting because they were waiting and they were waiting and they were waiting. They didn't bite into life. And then they got old and then now all their teeth are gone. Like, obviously it's a metaphor, right? For how sometimes we're too careful with our lives. And we want to start things. We want to maybe start a podcast, we want to start a newsletter, we want to create content. We want to get into UX, want to get into programming, we want to be marketers, we want to start a fashion line, we want to learn how to do hair, to do jewelry, we want to make new friends, we want to learn a new language, we want to travel, we want to leave our parents' houses, and we just keep waiting and we wait and we wait and we wait until the window leaves and we look back and we have so many regrets about our lives. And I think for me, it's been a guiding light when I make decisions, right? Even when it's scary, to not live a toothless life. I want to bite into life. I want to use my teeth to eat everything that life has to offer. And so that means that sometimes I have to do things that are scary. I can't keep waiting and waiting for life to happen to me. I have to happen to life.
You can't fight the good fight or fight for women's rights without including women, and without educating them, because let me not lie, women also have very limiting beliefs that they have been conditioned to have, that they see as normal. So I dedicate a good number of my time trying to ensure that these beliefs you have, why you think they do you good, they do not do you good. These beliefs you have are limiting. These beliefs you have end up in self-sabotaging. So I dedicate my time to ensuring that women learn. It's going to be little. You don't have to be a feminist. You don't have to identify as that. Just put yourself first. That's my mantra. Put yourself first. In your relationship, put yourself first. In your work life, put yourself first. There's nothing better than that.
Money brings confidence. Money brings power. Money brings a lower resistance to, a lower tolerance for bad behavior. And I would also say to women that you are not a rehabilitation center for badly behaved men. It's not your job to change them. It's not your job to give them empathy, to give them grace, or whatever other nonsense they are preaching to you. It's not your job to do any of that, right? Just focus on yourself, because if you don't have money, in the end, you will be at the mercy of those badly behaved men.
Don't like it. I've been waiting for this question. because if I had first change one thing for women today, it would be the world. I will literally just turn the world upside down. Like just like, okay, phew. Start over. That's all.
When I finally make the bread, I'll go to my village and adopt one boy. Tell him I want to marry him, put him in the house, make him cook for me, tell him he doesn't need to have an education. If I had the power to do, I think I would intentionally change people's mindset towards the view of womanhood, what women can do, or what women shouldn't do. That's just it, because it's all encompassing. When I read or think about these things, it gives me mental breakdown. So everybody, your mind should just be wired in one way, so you don't stress us.
More money in the hands of women. Now, I know, yes, there are misogynistic women. I know, yes, there are sexist women, but more money in the hands of women translates to women getting more sponsorship, women getting more funding, women getting much more recognition. More money in the hands of women evens the playing field. Misogyny is on the increase right now. Why? Because it pays. Everybody sees the richest man in the world touting misogynistic rhetoric. Of course, they'll support, they'll follow. He's rich. Capitalism is the order of the day. More money to women. Capitalistically speaking, that is business-wise, supporting their dreams, reforming it, refining it, means that feminism or women's rights will begin to pay. And the moment it begins to pay, it does not matter. Everybody obeys money.
I think it would be the way we place a premium on motherhood, right? Like raising girls with the already ingrained idea that their lives are not only theirs, that they are meant to live for other people. We don't raise men in the same way. And I think it's something that psychologically really affects women, because women go on to do a lot of labor, a lot of emotional labor that they're not meant to. I don't even mean this for your family or for your children, right? But even the way we present ourselves in society, in workplaces, women are the ones that usually tend to organize things. When we're outside, we're always trying to manage other people's feelings and emotions, and we're not being paid for that. So I feel like if we are raised from a very young age to recognize that our lives are our own and we do not have to practice stewardship for people we don't even know about, right? I think it could probably help us experience life with more boldness and freedom and take more risks instead of settling into roles that might leave us being unhappy.
I think it would be the way they are conditioned from childhood. I think, yeah, that would be it. You are taught to think about other people. You're taught to prioritize other people. You're taught to take care of other people. You're taught to cater to other people's emotions. I think I would, if I were to play God for a minute, I would download a particularly resistant strain of selfishness into every woman. Selfishness that will resist programming, actually. So yeah, that's what I would do.